Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. When most of us think about crime novels, we think about novels where there's a detective, often a police detective, sometimes a PI, sometimes an amateur, but usually the police are a part of it. But there are some novels where the police pretty much have no role or a very tiny role, if at all. Let's take a look at a novel that works that way today and turn the spotlight on Linda Cole's Tin Men. Chrissy Livingstone is a former intelligence operative who's left that business. Now living in Englefield Green outside of London, she's happily married and the mother of two teenage sons. When her father dies of a heart attack, Chrissy goes to her mother's home to help her mother, Sandra, and her sister, Julia, make funeral arrangements and go through her father's things. It's not long before she begins to suspect that something is off. For one thing, her mother gets upset when she thinks Chrissy and Julia are digging too deeply and getting too curious. For another, there are hints that there might be more to her father's death than a heart attack. Chrissy's intelligence training tells her that there's a lot to the story, and she determines to find out what it is. The trail leads to the past and to a connection Chrissy's father could have had with students from an exclusive boarding school. So Chrissy decides to find out the truth by contacting those students. It's not going to be easy, though. Some have died, and those who are living prove less than helpful. The trail also leads to Los Angeles, where Chrissy has a home and where two of those former students still live. They're not much help either, but Chrissy is nothing if not tenacious, and she is good at putting the pieces of the puzzle together. In the end, we learn what the link is between the past and Chrissy's father's death. So what are the elements in this novel? What holds it together and keeps it going? There's a strong element of the impact of the past on the present. As we learn what really happened, we see how those involved were and continue to be affected by it. It's not always pleasant for Chrissy as she learns more about her father than she might have wanted. But she also doesn't shy away from what she learns. Because of this connection to the past, there's a sort of dual timeline. Some of the story takes place in 1987, and some takes place in the present time or closer to it. Each time period change is clearly marked, so it's not hard for the reader to follow the different timelines. The story is told mostly from Chrissy's point of view, third person, past tense. She has a troubled relationship with her mother, but she's not traumatized. She has a stable, loving marriage and a good relationship with her sons. Readers who prefer a functional protagonist will appreciate that. She's smart and skilled, but she's not perfect. She thinks on her feet, as the saying goes, and uses her intelligence experience. One interesting aspect of this novel, as I mentioned, is that the police really don't make an appearance in it. Chrissy finds that information from public sources, from conversations with people involved, and from diaries and letters. She does get people to say more than perhaps they intend, but she doesn't have access to, say, forensic evidence, and she doesn't have a best friend who's on the police force or something like that. The mystery itself has a sad solution, and all is not well again just because the truth comes out. But there are some bright spots, most especially Chrissy's family. And there are hints at the end of her next moves, and that links this book to the next books in the series. Tin Men is a story of a past tragic event that snowballs into much more. It features a couple of timeless themes, a dual timeline situation, two distinct physical settings, and a protagonist who wants to lay some ghosts to rest. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.